It's Aleya and You're listening to Tease podcast. Everyone loves the tease. Stop. Don't get too excited.
It was literally out of nowhere. Like something just told me, open the Photos app. Not texting, not anything. Boom, Photos app. I see like 20 FaceTime pictures. Can you sit more casually?
How do casual people sit? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tease podcast. I cannot believe that we are on episode 2. This is crazy. I don't even know how I got past the first episode because as soon as I announced like the launch of it and everything, I was smoking weed in between every single post. Like there was not a single post that was dead sober. It was so bad to where instead of episode, I didn't even realize, and I don't think any of y'all realized that I typed epidoses. I am so happy that y'all are back today. As you can see, there's an extra person on this couch.
Extra lesbian.
Yes. Speaking of which, how should I introduce you? Because I would say that this is one of my best friends, but...
Hey, stop.
Me and D went to a restaurant with a lot of the rest of our friends, and someone was like, Aleya and D's one of your best friends. Like, y'all are best friends, right? And my response was, yeah, like, D's one of my besties. And D proceeded to annihilate me in front of the entire group.
It was on your birthday.
It was on my birthday. That's fucked up.
It was just 5 of us. Chill.
D said that in order for us to be best friends, we have to maintain consistency of friendship for 6 months. It's June, by the way. And we've been friends since October. It's well past.
It's good.
And that we have to mutually agree to be best friends.
I will mutually agree with you right now.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to have to make you wait. Maybe I'll mutually...
Trick asshole.
Maybe I'll mutually agree at the end of this episode. Stay tuned. But this is D.
Hi guys, I'm D.
I would say that you're honestly one of my best friends. And the way that we became friends was pretty unconventional. And I think that it's a great way to make friends in your 20s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to make friends in your 20s, just plan an orgy with them.
Get volunteered for an orgy.
Volunteered. I wouldn't call myself a planner of it.
No.
No, okay, the orgy did not commence. We must say that. It did not actually happen.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, so I don't know what's better to have a failed or an actual going orgy. I would say that the friends, a failed one's better.
I think so.
Did you not remember who else was involved? Okay, we'll get into that another time. Now you have to come back so we can get into that.
Okay.
But D is pretty much a Seattle celebrity.
What?
I would say that you are. Everywhere we go, people are like, I've seen you from somewhere. And they've all seen you from a very famous YouTube channel, The Cut.
Yes.
How many episodes on Cut have you done?
I've done 4.
You've done 4? I thought you only did 3.
No, I've done 4.
I only watched 3 of them.
No, because like, in one of them I had a hat. And I feel like people only recognize me when I have my blonde hair.
Oh, it's because one of them you did a lineup. I'm thinking of The Truth.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
yes. But I knew that you did 3. And one of them was exceptionally funny. Even though we're friends, I researched you before this. So while I was doing my makeup, I was just watching D's Cut videos because you're literally the star of them. Like,
they make me the villain. They make me the villain.
Would you say that being a villain is better than being a star or like the same?
Same.
I think I'd rather be the villain, honestly. If you were the hero, people wouldn't stop you in the middle of Capitol Hill. And okay, so the one in particular we all know was the "Are you situationships" one. How did they label it?
They said friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits.
They lied to me.
That's why I got confused, is because you had told me that you were going on for situationships.
Mm-hmm. That's what the casting call was. It was, are you in a situationship or friends with benefits, but they emphasize situationships. And I was like, yeah, I would say I'm in a situationship. It was like 2 months in with her.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah.
What should we call her?
I mean, they already know her name from Cut.
They do already know her name. I'm not trying to have anyone come sue me. Mm-mm. You never know. They might not be capable of suing you now, and then all of a sudden in 20 years they're famous and rich and they decide to fuck you over.
Yeah, or in a month they can get a car, you know?
Whether the plates were stolen, we do not know.
Doesn't matter. Can we not say her name? No, she would want this clout.
Let's call
Clearly,
her.
if you put it on your Hinge profile,
If you put it, that's fucking ridiculous. Putting a cut episode with your ex friends with benefits on your Hinge profile.
I would never do that. I'd never tell people that I'm on cut unless they ask me.
I was on every dating app. And I can honestly say that there's like an etiquette that needs to be had.
Yeah.
Like, you don't post full bikini pictures, you just post the top.
You don't post lingerie pictures that your ex took of you on your birthday on the hotel room bed, you know what I'm saying?
It was the hotel room?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, D went to a hotel because it was Zoe's birthday coming up. Me and D had a mutual friend that got a hotel with a straight girl and invited me over because I needed to take Instagram pictures. And I found out that D was going, so I was like, whew, avoiding the awkwardness, let me help you set up for Zoe's birthday.
It was a last minute thing. I was like, oh, might as well.
Yeah, so me and D fucking got a shit ton of balloons from Party City, rose petals, a bunch of stickers, hydro flask and stuff.
Weed.
Set up the entire... yeah, I slept at the dispensary. We set up the entire room. She cried because she loved it. And now apparently that picture is on the Hinge.
Yes.
She must have really loved it.
I don't have a problem with that. It's more just like if you put certain pictures on dating apps, you attract a certain crowd.
Ooh, we'll have to talk about dating apps soon. Yeah. But on the cut video, there were some very funny things. So first of all, your name is D. Because in the comment section, everyone was extremely confused by that. It's just the letter D.
It's just the letter D.
With the girl that you're on there with, what would you say is the status of y'all's relationship when you went on cut and what it is now?
When we went on cut, I actually broke up with her first. So we met like October 13, 14, after an event. And then like we were talking for 2 weeks. This girl was low-key love bombing me, in my opinion. She put me as her wallpaper after like a week, I think. And everything, and I was just not ready for that. I just got out of a serious relationship in August. Yeah. So I was like, no, I don't want this right now. Broke up with her. Also just didn't really have anything interesting to talk about. Yeah. And I actually met another girl from cut, but that's not the point. I know it sounds like harsh to say, but like I can't do two people at the same time, so I'd rather cut you off. I wasn't like going for the shiny new thing. It was more like personality, talking wise. It was great. Like I connected with her. So I went about it with her for 2 weeks, and then she made me cry 5 times in 2 weeks.
Your taste.
I know. Very interesting. So I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. And then I don't know how I got back together with Zoe.
You got back together with Zoe because of our other shady friend that we used to.
Oh, right. Like it was an event, and our shady friend was like, no, it was November.
Oh, this is the second time. I was thinking about the third time.
Oh, this is the first time.
What? How many times are there? Okay.
And then was like, yeah, we have really great dance chemistry. Like I would say my previous partner did not like dancing in the club together, throwing ass. She was a go-go dancer, so it's like, she's good.
I would say some of my best club moments on the floor were with her. She taught me how to drop it down, pick it up,
left and right.
Yeah, and then...
I think the cut video was filmed like in second week of December. I think in between that November and December, I broke up with her again. And I went to the other girl, because we kept seeing each other in the same club. Yeah. So like I would be with Zoe, right? We would be with Zoe, going to this one club to end the night, and the other girl would be there. And then the connection was different with Zoe and the other girl.
That is true.
So it pulled me in different ways. Yeah, we filmed the cut video, and it didn't come out till, what, like 2 months later?
Yeah,
it came out 2 months later. Yeah. My ex saw it, talked to me about it.
I think did it get over 2 million views? For sure over 1 million. But I know
on Reels it got like, I think almost 4 million.
Yeah, it got a lot. You're so much cooler than me. When I was on cut, I only got the fucking YouTube highlight. But we're going on again, so
we got
second time's the charm.
But now we have been broken up.
Yeah.
For a month now. I broke up with her.
How would you say that life post a situationship is?
I've never had a situationship, I'm not gonna lie. I'm recovering really well, got a new car.
Ooh. A Tesla.
Yes, I got a Tesla.
For all the ladies out there that want to know what it's like to go autopilot.
Yeah, I got a Tesla. Somehow I have more money now because I tend to spend it a lot on girls because I don't really have a major financial responsibility. So I was like, okay, let me just do something for myself that will like make me responsible, basically.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I will say that like watching the video, I felt like you were getting attacked in the comments, but as someone who just like knew both of y'all and then knew like the dynamic going on, I will say that for other reasons, I thought maybe D is crazy. But after like getting to know y'all, like,
and dropping the shady friend.
Yeah, and dropping the shady friend. We're going to have to talk about that one time.
One
because
day.
The amount of context that this will give. I'm still like, I haven't even processed it. But I will say that like y'all were just not right together. It was not compatible.
No. I would say like in that video, there's a lot of things I think that people don't know about cut. That's why I always tell my friends like you who want to go on Truth or Drink and stuff like that. I mean, you have to be ready for them to make you a certain image that they want. It's very scripted. The way the questions are stacked, who sits on the left, who sits on the right, how you answer it, because you can answer one way and then the producer will instigate a lot more.
Yeah.
And then just take that clip. That's why I sounded so crazy in that video, because he instigated a lot of it and took out the parts where she said something crazy.
That would make sense because I could hear them laughing at the end of yours. But I just thought that maybe they thought that you were genuinely funny.
Yeah, and they would be like, okay, say that like this, and then say it again. Or like, okay, now put the card back, take it again, read it, and say it like this.
But on lineup, I would say that the guessers are more of like the ones who are the performance, and the person in the lineup, you kind of just like literally just supposed to be yourself, and then they're supposed to react kind of like dramatically on you. So for me, it didn't feel that way, but I've never gone on any of the card games. And then even just like with social media, like when I edit my videos and stuff, like I'm not gonna hold y'all. There's been times where I just dragged that from here, and that came first. I want to honestly, from the cut video, go into some of the funny things that she said that I think led to you being the thumbnail.
Oh, wow, you actually did your research here.
I did. I actually watched you. Guys, I want Dee to take me seriously.
I'm taking you I invested in this podcast thing, so.
Woohoo! You did the right thing. Subscribe.
Please.
But I want to ask you about some things that you said. First is making out, lying on the bed, the same as fucking.
You know, what's interesting is that the producer was the one instigating that. Because Zoe told me, like, oh, she made out someone else. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, it's whatever. And then the producer was, like, asking Zoe, was like, oh, did you just make out? Or, like, were you guys, like, lying down? Or, like, da-da-da. And so the producer told me, to ask those things. And that's why in the end it was like, did you, like, make out lying down, da-da-da-da? I sound crazy, but in reality, I really don't care.
Oh, yeah, because in the video, you were like, da-da-da-da.
No, the producer was doing that.
Oh, it literally made me wonder. I was like, is that the same?
Well, I guess Zoe is just really vague, because she lies a lot. Aquarius, air sign.
You love air signs, though.
All my exes are air signs, which is crazy.
I like water signs, so am I much better?
No. I'm a Capricorn, so you're a
Aries.
It's a good combo.
We're amazing friends. I feel like anyone, if you're an Aries or Capricorn, find the opposite as a friend. Oh my gosh, we used to play this game. It's called Bad People. And so essentially Bad People, it's just a card game, right? And you have a stack of cards that all look like the players and you assign them to everyone. And then you have another stack of cards with questions. And you guys basically have to assign the question, who does this describe? And they're obviously bad descriptions called Bad People. And you're supposed to play it with everyone who's at the table. But me and Dee will just play it with our entire friend group with none of them there.
It's just two of us, and we're like, who is the creepy one lurking outside the window? Oh, this one. Who's the clown? We all know who the clown is.
Yeah, we know who the clown is.
It's fun. It's a great way to talk shit, and then we have to explain why we chose that person.
Exactly. So if you put down someone, you have to explain it, and then we came up with a kind of remix to where we just rank them. We just rank all our friends.
I think it's a great idea.
I think it is a great idea.
Yeah.
This is not sponsored by them, but they should, because we would do a great ad for them.
Oh, yes.
There's a question that I have that I kind of already know the answer to, but I think that people would like to kind of just know about this.
Okay.
So they asked Zoe, what is something that you want to happen more in bed? And she said, to tie me up more.
Yes.
Okay, I kind of want to just ask you about, like, not honestly just kinky sex, but, like, kinky
My mom
gay
cannot
sex.
watch this. Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, please don't watch.
Don't watch.
I love you. I kind of want to, if that's okay with you, if we
Yeah.
could, like, discuss that. Because I feel like a lot of people, they'll talk about, like, different kinks, tying up and all that, but I've honestly only really heard it in, like, straight ways. I guess the question would be, what are some ways that you like to spice it up in the bedroom?
What are some ways I like to spice it up in the bedroom?
Yeah.
I would say, like, I'm not really much of a sexual person, even though it looks like it, but, like, it looks like it.
From knowing you, it doesn't.
Yes, because, like, I've told a couple of my exes before where they have, like, some trauma, and I'm like, I don't care if we don't have sex for a year. Mm-hmm. I like non-sexual intimacy, talking, connecting more and stuff like that. But if my partner or whoever I'm with is more sexual, then, like, I can play into it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do I spice it up? Like, I'm in my backpack. You know what's interesting is that every time I start a situationship or relationship, like, obviously, like, my backpack stays there. That's their way of just keeping my dick, you know? So I don't be fucking anyone else. But
when Dee was trying to leave her, Dee was like, and I'm coming to get my backpack. And she's like, no.
She's like, I already know it's over when you grab your backpack. And I'm like, okay.
It has to be like a gay code of conduct or something.
My strap, my harness is from one of my exes. So it'd be like donations, you know? It like
everyone pitch into this collective one.
We just put it all in there, and then when we break up, they don't really care about it. So I'm like, oh, cool.
Just building it up for wifey.
Yeah. No, obviously, I'm planning to just buy like a whole new set of everything, just because like it's been a while and like it's been in a lot of places.
I honestly never like had really any like partner toys until Kai. When I was in my hooking up phase, like it was, what would that be called? Like the caveman way or like the old school.
The normal way?
I guess that, I wouldn't want to use the word normal. I think that actually a vibrator would be considered normal for queer women. I feel like hands was the shit in high school and beginning of college.
And head.
Yeah. I think that head's good, but like it just doesn't do it all the way. Head isn't rough enough.
Okay. I would say rope is one of my favorites. Shibari, I got into it.
I forgot about that.
Shibari is one of my favorites because it's just very like non-sexual and like the whole point is not to even finish. Like at the end, like you can do shibari role play without, because it's more like mental and everything and trust, and I like that more rather than like going at it multiple times.
That makes sense. Yeah, me and Kai still have not done it yet.
That's okay. I did a seminar actually in their apartment right here.
Oh my gosh, maybe the Tease audience eventually y'all would love to have a seminar. That'd be cool.
That's paid content.
That is. No, but like if you subscribe, once I get enough people, I could do subscription-based things.
Okay, sounds
Subscribe.
good. But yeah, she didn't really know what to say because she was kind of awkward. And I was like, girl, you need to take more shots.
That is true.
I was drunk as fuck.
That is a question I have.
Okay.
On truth or drink.
Okay.
Is it real liquor?
Yes.
Are there chasers?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I actually, I always drink their tequila. They have tequila, vodka, or Jack Daniels, so like whiskey or something.
Oh my god, do people take shots of whiskey?
Some people. They have it on the top of the caps, like T, V, and W.
Oh, because they're a non...
Yeah, you can't put
you have
the
to
brand.
Not unless they get a brand deal.
Yeah, and the chaser, like, you can just ask. I literally cut up limes for that other girl because she wanted limes for her chaser.
Oh,
You
no,
can see the cup.
I didn't know that those were chasers. I thought it was like...
No, those are chasers.
I thought it was when you're parched, you just get some juice.
They make you drink hell. I was drunk.
Really?
I did like 5 shots in 40 minutes.
That's crazy because you don't even drink with us like that.
I know, but like sometimes they would be like, I remember my first truth or drink, they were like, okay, can you take a shot just for the shot? Just for the shot.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. But they would get you the Uber home if you needed to, so which is nice.
That makes sense. It's crazy because you're like my least drinking friend. You tap out fast.
3 drinks or 3 shots, I'm good.
But we used to drink a lot more than we do now. Are we lame?
No, I think we're just more mature.
Yeah.
And we don't really need, like, to be wasted to have fun with each other anymore. Because we were brand new friends back then. So it was a lot of nerves, a lot of, you know.
That is true. When you have new friends, you definitely, like, kind of... I don't know. I get really nervous with new friends. Like, if it was, like, a new relationship, like I said, that does not make me nervous. Nothing.
I don't want to drink if it's a relationship. Yeah.
New friends? I remember D, like, when we first started our group chat, I was, like, shivering. Like, I could not respond.
Why?
Because I'm scared of group chats.
Me too.
Right? I always feel like I'm going to say the wrong thing. Or, worst case scenario, my text is the last one.
Hey, but our group chats now that we have, I think... I have, like, fucking, like, 6 or something.
You're in more group chats than me.
How many do you have? 3?
I'm only in 3 or 4.
Yeah, I have 3 or 4, too.
It's because you'll always make them with the mask, which is, like...
I told you, if you want to join, you just gotta get an undercut and get a binder or something.
That's not fair. I talked about this on episode 1. What if I just happen to be better friends with you guys?
That's okay, but sometimes, like...
You don't think we're girly pops?
I can be girly pop when I want to. I'm very feminine, actually.
That was so ungirly. I could be very girly pop.
I can be very girly pop, okay? Mm-hmm. But sometimes you don't fit the aesthetic, girl. It doesn't look like a mask hangout when you pull up like that. You should see her night out outfits. Go check out her Instagram at Aleya and D.
Oh my god, guys. I was gonna wear a mini skirt, but I was scared that I would flash y'all. But then maybe... I just wasn't committed enough to the views.
No. Why would you wear... No.
I was going to wear a mini skirt. But now I'm wondering, with the angle, how could I ever wear a mini skirt?
Exactly. It's broad daylight anyways.
And I sit terribly.
She does.
Dee kept saying, don't sit awkwardly, but I'm like, this is just how I sit.
Okay.
Like, me chilling, I'll like, sit crisscross. One thing that I wanted to bring up was on it, you mentioned that you left after going through her phone. And I have to ask, when is it appropriate, at what point in the relationship, to go through someone's phone?
Okay, that one is very fucking controversial because they actually went through my phone at the cut studio for 10 minutes. Because when that came up, producer was like, D, are you hiding anything? And then and I said, no. You want to check my phone? And then Zoe was like, sure. Like, I'll go through your phone. And yeah, she went through my phone, found nothing per usual. And because she thought I was talking to like 10,000 girls or something.
It just was that you were talking to a neighbor-ish.
Anyway, a neighbor is the girl, the other girl from Cut who lives around the corner from her.
You got a thing for that zip code?
Oh my god.
Any bitches in the... I don't know what the zip is for Seattle.
98011.
Anyone in the 98011?
I think.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hit D up.
You gotta have a bachelor's degree to hit me up.
But is it appropriate to go through someone's phone?
Okay, I went through her phone only because this girl, like, I would say more than love bomb me, Zoe. Like, she always told me, I've never asked for reassurance because I don't need that in a situationship. Like, I'm just getting to know you. Mm-hmm. This girl was like, you're the only one, da-da-da. And I'm not stupid enough to be like, oh, yeah. But, like, she always made it clear. And she would start posting me and stuff. And, like, my ex never really posted me. So I was like, this is something really new to me. Mm-hmm. And so that's why in the cut video, I was like, she made it seem like she wasn't talking to anyone. Because if she would have just told me, like the other girl did, you know, the other girl, I went over to her place and she said, hey, full transparency, I slept with someone else last night. And I said, yeah, cool. Thanks for telling me. Like, I really appreciate that. It means, like, you respect me, you respect my time. Yeah. But Zoe, like, did not make that clear at all. And, like, even before I checked her phone, I always told her, like, hey, like, by the way, if you're talking to anyone else, like, just let me know. Like, I'm just getting to know you. Like, I don't care.
That makes sense.
And so when I went through her phone, it was actually like, I was going to send myself something, and there was a name that popped up, you know, the suggestions one when you send someone.
When it has the contact pop up? Yeah. I have learned that.
Yeah, and so I was like, who's that? Because she would tell me the people that she was fucking with before me. And so I have the names, you know, and I'm just like, it's kind of interesting. And then so we were watching a movie, right, at night, and her phone was on, and I was like, man, let me just go through it. It wasn't like a planned thing. It was like because all the other times I caught my exes cheating on me, like, it was literally out of nowhere. Like, something just told me, open the Photos app. Not texting, not anything. Boom, Photos app, I see like 20 FaceTime pictures.
And here's the thing, when D goes through the phone, we're all there. Like, I'm there, and did we go out that night? I was dead asleep.
Yeah.
I was knocked out next to the fucking litter box.
I already had a weird feeling about her though that night.
Really? So. I don't remember the context of that night at all.
I don't think you guys understand the gist of what I found, because I don't think I ever even told you full transparency of everything I found in the span of 2 minutes.
Really? No, because Kai and the Shiesty one were both there. And I will say that Kai was kind of just trying to ignore y'all for a really long time.
Yes.
Just couldn't anymore. But I don't know what actually happened.
This is brand new. I've never spilled this to anyone. So I went through her phone. So before, I already had like a weird feeling because it's all connected. I found, first of all, her ex. Let's call her
Miranda.
Let's call her Miranda. This is the thing. When people lie, they will spill it out accidentally all the time.
That is true.
So you don't really need to do much digging. You just got to be keeping tabs in a weird way. She would say like, oh yeah, dating Miranda was kind of like having a splendid daddy where you don't really have to have sex and she gives you a lot of money. But she has 3 warrants against her
She's not convicted. They're trying their best.
They're trying their best to get her. SPD, get your shit together. But I don't think they ever dated because she said that she barely had sex with her. And, like, it was... So I'm like, okay.
It's crazy
because Zoe calls me her ex-girlfriend. I don't see her as my ex-girlfriend at all.
That's crazy because me and Kai were definitely in a line of fire. Because I remember she told us, like, that Miranda was not a good person. I don't really know any other details, just that she was no good. Yeah. And then she showed up one day and was like, well, Aleya and Kai are here, so you gotta fight them. I can't fight.
Yeah, we'll get into that another time. Yeah, so that, and so I went through the text with Miranda because she told me that Miranda is blocked. But Miranda would text Zoe on multiple different numbers from the Text Now app or something like that. And so I didn't know how much they were in contact. I'm all for, like, privacy. Like, whatever. I don't really share about, like, my past relationship stuff to new people unless it's relevant, you know? And unless it'll make a difference. But anyway, long story short, turns out Miranda was taking her to work every morning, picking her up.
That's how you found that out?
Yeah. So every single piece of information, that's why my trust issues from there, just crazy. Because she would be so convincing the way she tells me, okay? But in the back of my head, she doesn't know what I actually saw in there. Because I was smart enough to not confront her about every single text that I saw. So I just wanted to see if she would, like, lie to me about it. Yeah. That's how I found out she was taking her to work. But it wasn't that Miranda was offering. Yeah. Zoe was asking.
I don't like that.
Zoe was asking. And Miranda would say no sometimes. And she did the exact same thing to me, where she puts me in situations where I can't really say no. And then she wants to blame me. Well, that's on you. You need to learn how to say no. And I'm like, well, if I say no, you don't go to work. You don't get money. You're broke. And then we can't go out because I'm not paying for you every single time.
So what would you say is the proper way to have boundaries when you're not dating, but you're seeing a person consistently?
Did I tell you that she asked someone for gas money? And I think it was a dude. Anyway, boundaries, I would say, like, just full transparency. I think moving forward, I'm not the type to, like, go through your phone or shit like that. Like, I've cheated one time when I was 18. And it wasn't even like a physical cheating, or I just knew that my coworker that I was talking to as a coworker, she, like, slipped up that she's bisexual and she likes me.
Oh, and slipped up? She slipped up and said she's super into me.
Whatever. But, and I was like, fuck. And, like, my situation with myself was really rocky. Like, I was like homeless and shit like that. And so I saw her every day. And so we went out one time and like, I was like, fuck, this is not good. We didn't kiss because she didn't want to kiss me unless I broke up with my girlfriend and stuff like that. And so like, nothing physical ever happened, but that was the one time I cheated. I never cheated again. And I know how it feels. And so boundaries, I would say like full transparency.
Yeah.
I think that comes with age too and experiences, because I'm always like super transparent about like the people who I'm seeing and like if I'm talking to anyone else or what I'm looking for.
Yeah. That
Like
makes
you
sense.
can't switch up. You can't. If I tell you, this happened to me multiple times where I tell the girls like, hey, like I'm not looking for a serious relationship. I just kind of want to like fuck around. And that looks like seeing each other maybe like once every weekend, getting drunk together, sleeping with each other, and then that's kind of it. Like, I don't really want to talk and get to know each other.
I think a lot of people, I think a lot of women too, there is a pattern of like, oh no, I know he or she doesn't want to date, but I can change them.
And that's the part where with Zoe it was like that. I told her from the start, from the first night we met, the first night we made out, she asked for my number. I said, hey, like, I'm not looking for a relationship. Like, I don't want to date. Like, I'm not doing any of that. And she's like, yeah, me too. They always say that. Yeah, me too, whatever I say. And I'm like, cool, we're on the same page. But then they start doing things where it's like, whoa, this is kind of much. And then you're going to get upset that I don't text you back throughout the day, but I told you from the start what it is.
That's true. PSA, if the person you're into is a man or a mask or just anything towards masculinity, if they are one of those things, you will know if they like you.
That is
Trust
true.
me, they will pull out all the stops, go the fucking extra mile to show how much they like you. If you're wondering, do they really like me? I can't tell.
Then they don't like
They don't like you. They don't like you, honey. You should just fuck them, get your O, and like move on.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's
because,
so true.
yeah.
With my friends, I have to like drill that into them.
So for all the girls that I've said, like, I don't want a relationship, I just don't want a relationship with you. And I already know that from the jump, you know?
Yeah. And with Kai, like, I'm in a long-term relationship. Kai was like, I am not looking to date or anything. And I was like, me neither. But the difference is I was dead ass. Like, I wasn't looking to date.
Y'all were more like a mutual feelings arise.
The way we started dating was a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
I said, we can fuck other people or date, but I will not be exclusive to you unless we date. Like, I'm just promising you.
Yeah.
You're in the military. Fuck, I'm gonna look like outside of base during COVID. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. No, I was like, I'm going into the grimy civilian world. And then I was like, well, if that's how it's going to be, then why don't we just date?
Yeah.
And now I live in Seattle.
I mean, if a girl, like, put that ultimatum to me and...
Actually meant it.
Actually meant it, and if I actually wanted to pursue something, I would do the same thing. Confirmed.
Giving the advice to people to take ultimatums is tricky because I think that if you're going to give an ultimatum, you have to genuinely be giving it not because you're trying to get the other person to do something. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't trying to get Kai to do anything.
It's more like boundaries.
Yeah, it was more just like, this is just for my own self, and honestly, just so you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's the same thing as when I ask these girls and be like, just let me know. Just be transparent about who you're seeing.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself looking for love now?
Not in Seattle. I've done Marysville, Bothell, Shoreline, U District, Bellevue, Tacoma, Graham.
For everyone outside of Washington,
that's the whole state.
These are other cities because being from Texas, Washington and Seattle were the same thing.
Yeah, no, I don't see it in Seattle. And like, for the first time, I'm genuinely like really happy being alone. Before, I would just say it to convince myself, you know. Shut up. But now I feel like that I've put my energy more into my family and friends, genuinely, and myself. Like, I bought my snowboarding pass so that I know I'll do something in the winter, and I'm going to do boxing in the summer, and I'm going to travel. Like, I genuinely don't even see myself having time for anyone else besides, like, myself, my friends, and my family for now.
Yeah, and like being alone can be really fun, and I think honestly, being single is kind of bomb. And I'm saying that as someone who like actually likes my relationship. Like,
Yeah.
being single is fun. Pride is coming up. Okay, I don't know why everyone keeps saying that at Pride though. That do people actually fuck at Pride? Because I've never seen that. I've never seen anyone meet someone new at Pride. Have you?
No, it's just basically you're seeing all your enemies and lovers at once.
Oh my god. Lovers and Pride.
Lovers and enemies.
No, Pride's gonna be a battleground. I'm gonna have to get at least 20 hours of sleep before Pride so I can look the hottest I've ever been.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see myself even finding anyone at Pride. I don't even want to find anyone, but like...
Your wife is not at Pride.
Not in Seattle, not in America. I've dated across the world.
None of your girls have anything in common. The most that y'all have had in common is their radius. Because they all live in the same similar area.
I'm talking about like race-wise, because I don't really have a type and stuff like that. But like what I've really noticed that I could get along the most with is like either cultural background, cultural upbringing, values, morals.
Yeah, well, you're an immigrant yourself, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it doesn't matter which one, but just like a minority.
Yeah.
Just so that way there's a hint of getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As someone, you mentioned that, like, you tend to spend a lot of your money on girls and that kind of stuff. What would you say is the best way to go about dating so that way you don't get taken advantage of? Because I'm going to be completely honest. Me, myself, when I went into dating, I mean... spoil me, you know what I mean? If a girl's dating a man, I'm like, girl, run him dry.
Yeah.
If a girl's dating another girl, though, I don't give that type of advice. I kind of, like, assess the situation. Yeah. But I will say, like, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was like, what advice would you give to your brother for dating? And I was like, fuck, that's a fucking good question. I don't know what I would tell him, because it goes against all the advice I'm giving to my sister, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as someone who genuinely, like, takes on that role of, like, being the nurturer, the one who's, like, providing and all that kind of stuff, how do you go about dating without losing your wallet throughout the whole thing?
That's a really good question. Just to preface is like, I don't do it for love bombing because I don't feel the need to love bomb, because I can't be fake about that. Why would I love bomb you with money? I want to keep it to myself.
Exactly.
So every single penny I spend is like very intentional. I would say a lot of masks are like that. A lot of masks and studs are like that. I think it comes from the toxic masculinity first when you're a baby mask. This is two different things. Baby mask and veteran mask.
It's so different. And that's what I'm saying, because, like, when I'm saying with men, I'm like, do it. But, like, with mask, I'm always like, no, don't fucking run them dry.
There's called a baby mask is where everybody's gone through that stage. Depending on how long, it doesn't really matter. It's more about your personal growth. But since masks and studs don't really have any healthy or big representations, then we take on the toxic masculinity, and that's why there's hey mamas, and, you know, we think like sex and money will attract a lot of girls, which is not the case, especially for lesbians. But I would say, like, it's hard because, like, nowadays you need money for everything.
That's
you
true.
Can't date someone if you're broke. I'm sorry, but, like, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve love. Like, people like different things, okay? The way I grew up, my parents spoiled me in really great ways to appreciate a lot of quality things, and I like to keep up my lifestyle. And sometimes I think I assume people grew up the same way as me.
Yeah.
And they don't, especially in America. It's very different. I would say, I don't know, it's hard because you need money for everything now. And for me, like, it's not the amount, okay? It's like, if I spend $100 on you on something you really like, it's more like, this is like 5 hours worth of my work that I'm willing to spend on you. So when a girl spends money on me, like, I don't see it as how much is it. It's more like, you worked for that amount of money and you want to spend it on me. Like, I'm really grateful for that.
That makes sense. Yeah. I would say that my advice for it would be, like, with men, the reason why I take on that, like, bitch, do what you gotta do thing.
Sprinkle, sprinkle?
Yeah. Is because patriarchy, don't need to go to that, but patriarchy, they have makes societal sense. Advantages. Like, why would I tell my friend to provide for her boyfriend? Like, that doesn't make any sense, you know what I mean? But I think my biggest advice when it's, like, more of, like, a queer dynamic and that kind of stuff is just remember that, like, economically, socially, societally, like, y'all are on the same level. You don't have an advantage, so there's nothing that you have to, like, make up, compensate, apologize, or flaunt.
Yeah.
You're not ahead of her because you have the universe backing you up. You're just ahead of her because she's not putting in any work.
Yeah. I guess, like, I have met some girls that have their own shit together. But then once you find that, there's another layer of like, how did she grow up? How does she view money? How does she spend her money? Is she responsible? Does she have financial literacy? So there's just a lot of filters to it, because it's not like I don't let girls buy me stuff. Like, I really appreciate it. I want it to be 50-50 in the sense of, like, I pick you up, I drive, I do the things that are natural to me, for me, like drive, pay for dinner, whatever. But then I not expect the other person, but kind of like the 50 on that girl's ass apart is like putting in the energy to get ready, being present with me, maybe like getting the next one. It doesn't have to be a dinner, it can be a boba.
As I say, they buy the dinner, you get the fucking boba after. You buy the dinner, you know what? Baskin Robbins on me, baby.
That's what my ex used to do, and it was a good dynamic. And I also feel like I need to preface that, like, I take account, like, your financial state. So
That's
it's
true.
like, if you're in school, I'm going to just talk about my past relationship.
Yeah.
They're in school, and they're working, and they have to pay rent and stuff like that, right? So I did 30 gifts for Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
One every day.
That's so cute.
And they also did a lot, too.
30 gifts? One every day? There's only 25 days for the countdown.
Yeah, but sometimes I get too excited. I'm like, hey, can you open 2 today? Like, you can open 2.
Oh my god.
But it was all very intentional. Like, they love doing their own nails, so I got them their whole nail kit. Air purifier, new sheets, new towels.
An air purifier is an amazing gift in Washington.
Yeah, like, they were really, like, you know, neurodivergent people. Like, brushing your teeth at night. If you think about the task, it's too much. Sometimes they get, like, overwhelmed because of the stuff they do. So I got this, like, toothpaste dispenser, so it's easier for them to just hit. And then, you know.
Yeah.
Just, like, stuff like that. It wasn't even, like, there was, like, flashy things that came with it, but, like, most of them were intentional.
Like those because I thought of you gifts.
Yeah.
Those are the best kind.
And, like, I thought it would make your life easier. That's always my thing. It's like, if I'm going to spend money on you, it's because I want to make your life easier. Not because I want to show off, because sometimes, I've told my best friend this, Edelyn, we have to appear like we're broke when we're on a first date. Like, I'm not even saying that, like, I'm a fucking millionaire or something, but I have met some girls that, like, I'm not saying I'm super rich. My car is pretty flashy, the blue one, and it's like, they're like, oh, like, you have a nice car, you wear nice clothes, and that's the only thing that attracts them to me, which I don't like.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, part of who I am, and it's not something I'm trying to show off to you. Like, I dress like this, I drive this every day.
Yeah. I will say that I never met, like, lesbians like that, or, like, queer women like that until I moved over here.
Yes.
A lot of my friends were gay in Texas, and a lot of them were femme. And it was kind of like, with their girl or, like, their partner, they're looking for really the love, you know what I mean?
Yes.
If you want to find someone and get all their money, you could find a man, honestly. You just like, or if I was a waitress, bartender, so, I mean, my customers, run them dry, and then I take me and Kai out to go eat. And I had other friends like that. Like, one of my friends, her girlfriend would come in and sit with her sugar daddy regular, and he would pay for both of them.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. That wasn't just one friend that I had. That was, like, multiple. And he would just buy her drinks, too. And I don't know. I didn't think it had to be explained or, like, thought of.
No, you'd be surprised.
That's why on my first episode, you haven't heard it yet,
I
but I
have
talk
not.
about, like, one thing that I said was, like, it's hard sometimes with your friend, with, like, straight people. Like, you don't have to be friends with the guy's friend, right? But with gay people, it's such, like, a gray area. Like, do I have to be nice to every girl that you talk to? I'm sorry, T.
Oh my god, guys.
My friend-
the next girl that I meet, you guys have to go through a lot of interviews and a lot of filters with like 10 different people.
No, because my friends put me through the ringer with their choice in women. D is on a break from relationships, so that puts me on a break from, I would love to make my own friends on my own terms. I'm talking about, it takes away that break for me too.
Question for you.
Oh my god.
What if I meet a girl and I didn't tell you guys for like a month, and like we're solid?
Is this happening right now?
This is a question.
If you met a girl, yo, we're solid.
We're solid. Like, she's good. Like, she would get along with you guys and, like, checks all my boxes kind of in, like, what I want. And I want to pursue it a little bit longer. And then I finally be like, hey, guys, like, this is da-da-da. Like, and then I tell you guys, like, I've been talking to her for, like, a month.
I wouldn't be mad. I think that I would want to meet her. And I would want to meet her strictly because I know that you have better judgment now, but because historically I don't all the way trust it, I would want to meet her just to make sure that, yeah, she's good privately for a month, but is she good publicly for the next month?
That's a really good point.
So many relationships flop because they cannot handle their partner
in public.
Especially, yeah.
With their friends.
Especially, like, I don't know what the word would be, but you're a bad bitch.
Hey, stop.
I feel like a lot of the girls, they will get upset because they get upstaged by you. Or, like, they maybe have, like, less friends than you, or they're, like, less in the spotlight than you. I've watched it happen with you. And then they fucking hate the rest of us.
Which is really interesting because I didn't used to have a lot of friends. Just because I moved a lot and shiesty people. And I really, like, we've known each other for, like, what, 2 years?
Who?
Me and you.
Me and you? 2 years?
Kai, yeah. We met June 2022 in Pride.
Oh, yeah!
So we've been around at, like...
Oh, my God. And I swore I would never be your friend because you saw me violently high.
Yeah, I think it was good that I ended my relationship first before I became solid friends with everyone that I've known for, like, 2 years.
The thing is, I will genuinely say that I want to be friends with who my friend is in love with. I do. I honestly could use more, specifically femme friends, but I could use more friends in general myself. I don't think that you could ever say that you have too many friends. I mean, the point of, I'm not going to go too deep, but the point of life is human connection. Anyways.
We're going to go deep on that, right?
The point of life, but it just always, and this has happened with not just you, but like other people's girls too, is it starts off good, they love us, they're friends with us, and then boom, they're tired of us. Nope, let's just go. Hey, we're all going here.
They isolate them a lot.
They isolate.
I got isolated hella.
Guys, I think my biggest fear my friends have put me through is that they all get isolated. You'll all get tucked away in your little jail cells. And it's just me and Kai. And it's so weird because me and Kai are in a relationship. So I don't know why we get to isolate from us of all people.
The difference is, like, in my past relationship, my actual relationship, like, I isolated myself. Mm-hmm. So that was fine.
That's okay. If you do it to yourself.
That was me.
That happens.
But being isolated from my friends now by someone who's new, it's like, you crazy, ho. What do you mean you don't want to, like,
yeah, exactly.
Stuff? And, like, isolating, when I say isolate, it's truly taking time away that I had with my friends to be with her. But if you just want more quality time, you want to go on a date and stuff like that, I take you out and we have our quality time and make sure it's filled. And so that when we hang out as a group, like, you don't feel like we're just always hanging out in a group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I would say the number one way to know that you're being isolated is when you feel like you literally can't be around the other people. Isolation, I would say, it resembles the way that a parent doesn't let you go out, or you've gone out too much, or you're trying to tiptoe around the best way to ask to be around your friends. And it's not that you're being shady or doing anything crazy with your friends. You're literally just hanging out.
Yeah.
I would say that's what it resembles to me.
Yeah.
Is when it feels like my friend now has a parent.
Or a child.
A parent or a child. Yeah. I would say the child actually might be better than the parent.
A child is a better explanation of it.
A child is a better, because think of a child tugging on your skirt. Like, no, you have to pay attention to me.
No, I'm hungry. No, we have to go now. No, I want to do this instead.
And then cries if it doesn't go through.
And then we have a whole fight and then never hang out with my friends again.
But, like, everyone does this. I've seen men do it. I've seen women do it. I've seen everyone do it. I mean, men be hitting girls with the waterworks left and right.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. This made me reflect a lot about my relationship with Zoe.
Really?
Because, like, I don't know, every person I meet who, like, knows me from cut, I don't want to, like, prove myself to them. But I'm always like, okay, nobody saw the fucking initial she had on her finger of my name that she paid for herself in that video. I did not ask her to put that initial on her nail of D on her ring finger. Didn't ask for that.
It just sucks because it's your initial and your name in one.
It's just D.
Like, if someone put A, that could be Aaron, that could be Ashley.
Yeah, but
D. It's just your fucking name.
That is true. Like, I'm not saying I don't appreciate it. I obviously thought it was cute. Okay, I like possessive girls.
Oh.
When it's...
I think the way to do it is to not be possessive.
Yeah.
That's my choice.
When it's my choice that I want to be proud, like, I want to do this because how much I love you.
The craziest part is that, like, this isn't even...
I want marriage.
I would say that out of all of the stories that I know from you, this is not even close to the craziest one that A, that you've had alone, and that B, that we've had together.
Nothing close to getting proposed to in the Whole Foods bathroom.
This is
nothing
nothing like getting jumped in the middle of Fremont.
Yeah, nothing close. I just feel like people think I'm cocky sometimes.
Really? You don't even?
I don't know.
I mean, when the video was posted, and no one better come in the comments like, oh my god, they're talking about this like it's crazy. Like, we know that it's cut, but cut gets a lot of views. But I kept telling D, comment on the video, that way you can get the followers.
I don't want to be famous. I want to be known.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be famous for something that's not a talent.
Okay, that's just true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to be famous, I want to be famous for my tattooing or something.
Because if you get famous for something, you got to kind of run with it. Oh my gosh. But you did your first episode. I think that everyone should hit D up. D, what's your Instagram? So they can DM me.
Oh my god. D.444.w, right? Zoe changed her Twitter name to Zoe444 and then something else. This
You're
girl
lying recently?
Yep. Like 2 days ago. But anyway, that's my socials and my tattoo pages on my bio.
Thanks, D, for joining me.
Thank you for
having me. You were so
me.
real. I feel like everyone has, like, wanted to know who you are. Just because for being with you, people always like, I know you. And now, like, you did it. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Be sure to follow the podcast on Instagram at Tease Pod. I am working on that trademark request. And be sure to follow it on all social medias at Tease Podcast. Watch it on Spotify or YouTube. And be sure to follow my personal socials at Aleya and D. And be sure to rate the show 5 stars. 5 face to face. Rate it 5. Subscribe, rate it 5 stars, send
like
it to your
video,
friends.
Comment.
It really helps me out. And the sooner that we do this, the sooner I can stop asking you.
Comment any more questions or advice.
There is
or
a form and
stories.
In every social media and every podcast bio, I have all the links. So if you just click the link in the description or the link anywhere else, there's also a form to submit questions. And let's get it poppin'. Oh, also be sure to name yourselves because I don't know what to call you guys. I don't know what to call everyone who listens.
Well, I just found out that Tease Pod is Tease.
D thought we were going to be pouring tea and crumpets. Good day.
I thought it was like tea, like we're spilling tea.
Okay, but thank you so much for listening, guys. I will see y'all next week.
Next week.
I love you, bitches.
I am a bitch, too. I'm bitchier than you.
What?
You gotta admit that.
That you're bitchier than me?
I'm bitchier than you in real life.
In real life, yeah.
Low-key, like, you're a mask inside. Like, me and Kai are, like, a bitch.
No, and that's why I say that I should always be a part of the hangouts and stuff.
Get an undercut.
You know y'all fuck with me. I'm the one.
Let me see the undercut. Where's the undercut? It's not there.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. This was so much fun.
This was fun.
Yeah. We did it.
We did it.
I need to drink wine.
I was gonna say, is that for show?
The wine?